ran across this kid that has started a quote unquote progressive channel, and he's talking about this autistic Barbie. I know. Any autistic person that ever listens to this, I will have to say that this is kind of hilarious, sad but hilarious. That's kind of the thing. This is one of the things that always gets on my nerves about Gen Z, is that they really do don't understand that because you have to feel like you have to be the hero and save everybody. We kind of see y'all as a bunch of, I don't know, poser douchebags. I don't need you to speak for me. I don't need your opinion. Your opinion, as a matter of fact, not only does it, I wouldn't say it doesn't matter to me, or I wouldn't reply to it, but I just think that, maybe I should, help give you some wisdom and tell you to shut the fuck up. Are you fucking stupid? Did you go all the way R-worded or something? It really does get on my nerves. They don't get it. That, we don't want exposure. We don't want, to have, representation if this is how we're going to be represented. We really don't. This is extremely disrespectful. Number one, okay, here, I'll read you my reply. I know it's on the screen, but as an average autistic person I'm as average as an autistic person gets, and I'm still kind of weird. I don't support this idiotic pandering to autistic people. By the way, autistic girls are most likely to hate Barbies anyway, so it's going to be a waste of Mattel's money. Good. No, not a good gesture. Autistic people don't look quote-unquote autistic, so making a product like this is actually disrespectful. It's not like they created a character like a Rick Sanchez, who's obviously on the spectrum, who is hilarious. He does have sociopathic tendencies, but he's still hilarious. He's iconic. He has a personality. He has a uniqueness about him, and I would say probably in some ways I kind of fit that, that Rick Sanchez kind of, category a little bit myself. Not probably not as charismatic as he is, I'll admit that. But, in the fact that, we're both sarcastic. We both have a sense of humor. We both like to do a lot of things that, a lot of neurotypical people would think that, we would probably not be into. So that's the thing. It's like I said, we reject this. Kid, are you autistic? Then I'd say don't express your opinion. You're upsetting me because you didn't ask an autistic person first. Terrible idea. Do you not think to ask an autistic person before? Because that's the thing. It's not like you say, I'm not sure how to feel about this. It's nice to see them get some, representation. Maybe they get some, some they get some kind of, thing. But it's kind of like, yeah, we don't want to play in your reindeer games, okay? We're not really into that. That's kind of the funny part. Like I said, it's like, when I was a kid, because you see, I'm 50 years old, so I speak from wisdom. Most people were into things like, G.I. Joe figures, Star Wars figures, it's dolls for boys, okay? That's all it really is. And I didn't see it as, isn't that like girls are into dolls, It's like, I didn't even think about it. I just didn't care. I was more into Matchbox cars, or Mattel Hot Wheels or something, or a train set. That's a typical autistic thing, or one of those I don't know, those race car set things they had when I was a kid, although I wasn't that into, even being an autistic person, I wasn't into video games. My brother was the one that was into that, so I guess the reason why I didn't get into it. I had a Nintendo, like the original one, and then many years later, I had the PlayStation 1. And now I have a $1,500, computer that I built myself, and I have yet to play a video game on it. So yeah, it's people would think that autistic people would be obsessed with video games. Like, no, not all of us. I'm more of a lo-fi, like a low tech person. It's annoying. It really is annoying to see shit like this. It's kind of like perhaps I should have said the median autistic. There's no median. There's no average. That's why it's a spectrum. Do you not understand what? Oh, God Almighty! But because there's a spectrum, no average doesn't mean much to this conversation. Some are criticizing Barbie for leaning into "quote unquote" Yet there's nothing common either. Features that people with autism have, unless she's into trains. Is she wearing a conductor's uniform? Then that ain't fucking that is not properly I can't say racist. What is it? It's not properly discriminatory viewpoint of stereotypical autistic behavior. I mean, you cannot really have headphones, tablet, fidget. And what fucking Gen Z or young millennial doesn't have headphones, a tablet, and fidget? The fidget things. Those things are boring. I hate headphones. A lot of people don't like headphones. I don't like headphones. I know sometimes I have to use them just because I have to, but I don't like them. The fidget spinners, that's the most R-word shit I've ever seen. If it helps people, fine. To me, it's just kind of like, okay, after like a minute or two, I'm like, yeah, this is boring. I need more stimulation than this, I guess. But I've seen a lot of non-autistic people who use them fucking things constantly. So I sit down here, it promotes autistic stereotypes. Like the stereotypical idea that Gen Z will attempt to pander to anyone for social media cred. Bad call, bro. Autistic people can speak themselves just fine. So sit down and be quiet. Well, I really mean just sit down and shut the fuck up. We'll put in our 2 cents if we feel like it needs to be. We don't need you to speak for us. We don't need you to advocate for us, because every time y'all do, you're like, well, we had the best of intentions, and it's like, yeah, and the road to hell was paved with the best of intentions, so shut the fuck up. Okay? Now, I'm sure this is quite harsh and upsetting for you, but I grew up Gen X. We were the feral generation. We were the feral kids. So we're a little fucking harsh about shit. Especially when people sit there and fucking disrespect us and then tell us that we're supposed to enjoy it. So hopefully you learned a lesson. Stay the fuck out of autistic topics. Okay? Now, if you want to prove that you actually truly do care about autistic people, you'll subscribe and you'll like this video. Because if you don't, then obviously you hate autistic people and you're a fucking poser. Now say hi to your mom and them for me. Love y'all. Bye.